Hey everyone, welcome back. Bigelow Reviews here. I am Brent Bigelow, and I have a new review for you, and that is Koffee's debut album, Gifted. Like I mentioned, this is Koffee's debut album. She has been making music for a very long time, though, and is rather established in the genre that she's in, which is like reggae and dancehall. For the unacquainted, Koffee, like I said, is like an up-and-coming reggae artist. She is 22 years old, and already in her early career has a Grammy for Best Reggae Album. And technically, it wasn't even an album. It was her EP, Rapture, that released in 2019, which I did listen to. That was before I was doing all these review stuff and review things and whatnot. But it's a really good EP. If you're like into reggae, dancehall, it should be right up your alley, and it's definitely something new to the genre. She was bringing something interesting with a new flair. More of like a younger generation type thing. But she's been making music since like 2017 and then won the Grammy in 2020. Remarkable at the age of 19. Like, my goodness. But that being said, this is officially her first studio album. It's a quick little hitter. It's like 10 tracks, 29 minutes. The album kind of starts off and the whole thing kind of like crescendos into like a dance hall type style of an album, but it starts out with this song called Times 10, reflecting on how blessed she is, which she kind of does early on in this project with the first 4 songs, saying that like, well, the love from her family and all of like her base and her roots and everything made her what she is now, and how she's so established in the world and how she's able to stay grounded. It's pretty awesome track. But yeah, basically saying like she's blessed times 10. The really interesting thing actually about this track is that she actually samples Redemption Song by Bob Marley, kind of like puts it in the background, but like also like plays with it in the sense of like the music that she's making for the song like lines up with it. It's this really interesting mix, and it's a really cool song that like there's 2 songs kind of playing at the same time, but it works great. But yeah, Times 10 is absolutely just a great track on here, especially for a beginner, just for you to like really get to introduce yourself to Koffee. Next song on here is actually Defend, which is the shortest song on the entire project at like 1 minute. It has like this like coffee shop jazz reggae thing going on. I really like, and I wish it would have kept going. I wish it wasn't only a minute long. And it does even like abruptly stop. Like I was like, oh, did like I had to like check my phone. I was like, did it stop buffering? Like why did it stop playing? And then the track that it goes into is a song called Shine, which again, she's talking about how blessed and how fortunate she is. But this song has a super traditional reggae feel to it, with like an acoustic guitar and just kind of like it's doing that, you know, the style of reggae music. But then it adds like these like cool 808 beats and like slowly builds on top of the acoustic part and really comes up with like a really pleasant sounding song. But yeah, like I said kind of earlier on, but tracks like 1 through 4 really do have this like gospel religious feel. I talk about how blessed she is and how God's looked down on her, which is kind of a cool thing. Like it feels like, this is a really bad example, but it feels like if like Hillsong United and like reggae had a baby, it'd be something kind of like this. That especially be said for the track Gifted, which is the title track. Runs the same course as the other songs, but Gifted in itself has this like sentimental feel to it. There's like a weird effect happening in the background of the song. It almost feels like you're watching like old family grainy like film or something. But then after the track Gifted, the album kind of gets focused up into getting into its like dance hall groovy feel. Especially with the song called Lonely, which has like a traditional beach vacay type style that you would link with reggae styled music. But she's talking about how, yeah, it's hard to meet new people and it's really difficult, but it's way more easy than being lonely. It's difficult being lonely. But like back to kind of like the traditional sound, like it has like the jabbing piano, like it's like ba ba ba. Like it has like this feel, and then the bass going throughout the entire song really just set the tone, and the whole song is a great vibe. And then even crossing the threshold of like the religious type songs, these songs do get a little longer, a little more thought out, and a little more of a party. The song Runaway has like the biggest gap from that religious feel to like a dancehall beat. Another dancehall track on here is Where I'm From, which even has this like drill sound to it that like a lot of hip hop does, because yes, she is a reggae artist and a dancehall chick, but she also does a little bit of rapping as well. She drops some pretty good bars on here about family. Sometimes it can be a little hard deciphering the code of just like the Jamaican slang that she does have on this project, which makes for a fun listen. But easily my favorite of the dancehall tracks is the track called West Indies. The whole song is basically about just like wanting to live life and having fun and having a party, man. Who doesn't want to party in Jamaica? But yeah, West Indies, absolutely a bop. Definitely a bop. And then again, the song called Pull Up is literally about showing up to a party, but like dressed all in like the finest clothes. You got a sick car. You're like whipping up to the party, like, you know, showing up. That's basically what the song's about. Like, you're showing up with a Benz, you got a Cartier, you got a, you got the stuff, man. You're all blinged out for the party. One of the more thoughtful tracks on here when it comes to that party vibe is a song called Lockdown, which was released a while ago during the quarantine times of our lives, and talks about like once like the world opens up again, like she's basically singing that like her and her mom are gonna hop in a car, go super duper fast, go wherever they want to go in the world, and just live it up because like, you know, life's too short. You never know when you're gonna go, and it's really touching. And like a lot of people today can actually really relate to a track like this, especially that we like, in the grand scheme of things, we just kind of got out of the woods of how crazy all this stuff is. But throughout this whole album's a pretty decent listen. Every song on here is pretty awesome. Koffee did her thing again. I don't think it's as good as Rapture, but that's just me. It's a pretty good album. But some of the lyrics on here could be a little childish, same with some of the tones and like just the stories being told about just like whoop party. But I get it. She's like 22. We all been there. You just want to live it up in the city and just have a blast. So, but don't blame her. That's just the way she is in her life right now. So I give this album a 72. But what do you think? Put your scores down in the comment section below. Make sure you like, share, subscribe this video. Follow me on Twitter at Bigelow Reviews. And then I'll see you guys in the next one. Biggie out.